While other kids were still choosing their first partner Pokemon, this boy was already strong enough to take a Gyarados into a gym battle if he wanted to. That day, he took out the flute he always carried and started to play. Unexpectedly, the sound attracted a Magikarp. This Magikarp seemed to really like the melody. It followed him everywhere, occasionally leaping out of the water with its round eyes staring at him curiously. No matter where the boy walked, Magikarp swam right beside it. By the time they were heading home at sunset, Magikarp even jumped into the water bucket, clearly wanting to follow the boy back. The boy genuinely loved this Magikarp too. On the way home, he kept his eyes on the bucket, unwilling to look away even for a second. Night had fallen by the time they finally arrived home. The boy jumped out of the car excitedly and pulled his parents over to see his new partner. But his parents didn't agree to let him raise a Pokemon. They thought he couldn't even take good care of himself yet. With no other choice, his grandpa had to send Magikarp to the daycare so it could be looked after. During the separation, the boy felt heartbroken. Even the flute he used to carry and play every day, he didn't have the heart to touch it. In the end, he silently ran off. At the daycare, Magikarp spent its days with the other Pokemon in the pond and slowly became friends with them. But deep in its heart, it always missed the boy and the sound of that flute. One time, it mistook Farfetch'd's leak for a flute and leapt out of the water in excitement, thinking it could finally return to the boy. But instead of finding him, Magikarp crashed headfirst into Rillaboom's drum. The dull thump sounded like a special beat. Rillaboom picked up the rhythm and began drumming along, and the other music-loving Pokemon joined the impromptu performance. The beautiful sounds floated above the pond, entrancing Magikarp and letting it forget its sadness for a moment. Days passed, and many trainers came to pick up their Pokemon from the daycare, but Magikarp never saw the boy appear. Winter arrived. Only Magikarp and Psyduck were left in the pond. One day, a familiar-looking figure finally appeared by the water, but the person was only there to pick up Psyduck. Magikarp leapt onto the bank, realized it wasn't the boy, and flopped back into the water listlessly. Just then, a familiar flute melody drifted through the cold air. Magikarp instantly snapped to attention. The tune was unmistakable. The truth was, the boy had never abandoned it. This whole time, he had been working hard to convince his parents and prove he was capable of caring for a Pokemon. The flute's sound grew clearer and clearer. Suddenly, a blinding light burst from beneath the water. Overwhelmed with emotion, Magikarp began to evolve. Right then and there, it transformed into a massive Gyarados.